What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is Wednesday, June 3rd. I almost said July. I almost skipped a month there.
That'd be rough. Not ready. I don't know if I'm ready for July yet, seeing as how it's June 3rd.
Very true, very true. Today, our guest, Mr. Disco Crocodile, fellow streamer here on Twitch. How are you doing, my dude?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
I'm good, man. I decided to rep the brand.
Rep the brand, buddy.
There it is.
Oh no.
Can you let Disco Crocodile know that it's a formal setting? No hats. No hats are welcome here.
No hats? Well, who said that?
Clegarden?
No, come on, Clegarden.
Yeah, you know what's weird? So Osiris and I used to wear hats like all the time. You might still. I think you wear it whenever you don't want to do anything with your hair.
Yeah, whenever I just like wake up, like I'm very weird. Like my day for me doesn't start until I shower. And so there are some days where if like I don't shower and I need to go do something, I'll just like throw a hat on. But I don't really like wearing hats. I think that's kind of part of the reason why I'm balding a little bit. Also the fact that I straightened my hair for like 4 years when I was a scene kid.
Yeah, that'll do it.
But yeah. So
yeah, I have a huge head, like a gigantic head, and then having this much hair doesn't help. And then the one hat that I really loved, Osiris's dog, like tore to shreds.
Rip.
He just comes in and he's like, he's holding the hat and he just throws it on my desk and he walks away and he's like, just send me a link and I'll buy you a new one.
It was like one of the only things that he destroyed too.
He like never destroyed anything. And then it's like, of course, the one hat that I guess it tasted like my head. I don't know. So he's a loving dog, but I get it. But anyway, guys, this is Disco Crocodile, fellow keyboard streamer, pretty new on the scene. But I've been quite enjoying watching your streams. And of course, if you haven't noticed, the crisp camera quality. So it's beautiful. You're a beautiful man to look at through a beautiful lens.
Thank you. I mean, I got a terrible background, which I need to work on, but it gives me anxiety. But I appreciate that, guys.
No, it looks great. Very shallow depth of field.
Yeah, I have a 1.8 lens on the camera right now, set to 1.8. I'm a gear nerd. Well, at least I think I am. But
so, no, you go.
I was just gonna say, I think to be in keyboards, you kind of have to be a little bit of a gear nerd about just about everything. It's like you're trying to get peak everything. So
what we do typically to start, if you have watched us before, or for those who have never watched us at all, we do welcome the Disco Crocodile family, as there are a couple names I have not seen quite yet on our stream, but welcome. And we do the Fast Four. So first off, your top 4 favorite switches.
Oh, goodness. I actually don't have much experience with switches, but I would have to say from the switches I've tried, number 1 would have to be Tangi's. Number 2,
new or old?
I've only had experience with new Tangi's.
Okay, don't waste your time on the old ones.
Okay, that's what I've heard, so I will not do that. Number 2, probably some sort of variant of either red inks or black inks. Number 3, honestly, could be 1 or 2, is Gateron yellows. And number 4. I'm trying to think what I own. Don't own many. And it's definitely not creams.
Ooh.
Sorry,
Spice.
cream. Sorry. That's my hot take for the day. I don't like creams. I don't know. I got Sakurios in my board right now. I kind of like them, but I kind of don't. I'll just put those as 4th for now. I'm kind of still feeling them out. So I'll say Sakurios for number 4. We'll see. I'm enjoying them, and I'm kind of not, as weird as that sounds, but I think I need to play with them a little more. So yeah. Linear gang.
There it is.
Yeah. All linears, man. I feel like that's the trend right now. Everyone's in the linear gang.
So to be fair, I haven't tried like a good tactile switch. The only tactile switch I've actually really tried is Cherry MX Browns, which I cannot stand. I actually lubed some yesterday and tried them in a hot swap board, and I actually do quite enjoy them lubed though. I ended up lubing the legs to make them feel more linear, and they felt pretty good. Pretty good. I might put that in the board someday, but
Gotta
see.
get you some Holy Pandas, some CLV2s. I'm loving these blueberries, which I know you hate on creams, but I threw together a cream board and have been loving it, even without lube. And I know I'm gonna like it even more with lube. So
Yeah, creams are kind of like the poster child of break the switch in, then lube it, and it feels so good. Feels so good.
Yeah, I tried breaking them in for like a month, but I don't think it was enough time, and it wasn't like rigorous breaking in.
Mm-hmm.
So
you gotta flip the keyboard over and just slam it against the table a bunch
I
of
was
times.
thinking about making like a robot to like actuate the switch 1,000 times a day or something, like a Lego Mindstorms robot.
That would be
That would be
sweet.
sick. That would be sweet.
So I could just go to work and it just actuates switches for me, and then yeah.
God, even after one day, if you just like lube it, you can like be kind of sloppy with your lube job by the end of the day. You're like, whatever, feels great.
Yeah, feels good. Feels good. Next up will be your top 4 favorite keycap sets, and this can be ones that you have, ones that don't necessarily exist yet, or that you've gotten in on that maybe are still kind of on their way.
Okay. Well, you guys might cancel me for saying this, but I'm really into like silly looking keycaps. Just like off the wall, wild colors and whatnot. And I'm gonna have to say, number 1 is GMK Henderbait.
There it is.
So,
Like that's a first.
I don't know if I'm sure you guys know, but because you guys are into shoes, but the Dornbecker Nikes, the ones that the kids create,
Mhm.
I think those are awesome, and I kind of just like silly, childish, just design and stuff. And I think GMK Henderbite, aka Fisher Price, is what I like to call it, is a real cool set. So that's number 1. Number 2, probably GMK Mizu. Number 3,
Gang.
there we go, baby. Number 3, you said that they don't have to be out yet, right?
No.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can do things that are either, already ran or like an interest check, things like that.
Okay.
Hi.
So number 3 would probably have to be Cool Kids. I'm obsessed with that set already, even though I've not seen it in person, but I already know the set's going to be pretty fire. So Cool Kids. Number 4, to add some neutralization, I think I'll have to go with GMK Minimal. A nice clean set, I think. So
Can't go wrong with minimal. Like literally, I think that's one of the few sets that doesn't look bad on anything.
yeah, right. You could put it on pretty much everything, I think.
Mhm.
And it looks awesome.
So next up, top 4 favorite boards.
Oof. I don't really have much experience with boards, but if I were to say which ones I don't own, I would probably put Satisfaction 75 number 1. It's a realistic board to obtain, I think, compared to like a TGR or like a Key Cult. Number 2, Stash builds boards showcased a Matrix Able X in a Sandstorm color that I was totally obsessed with. But again, I don't have any experience with that board. I just like the Sandstorm color. Number 3, oh, this is hard. Number 3. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with a budget board. I built a couple tofus recently, and I'm outstanded at how good the tofus are, considering how cheap they are. So I'll put that at number 3. Number 4. Oof. I guess I'm gonna cop out and just say key cult. I mean, I'd love to own a key cult. I've
I mean, who
seen many
wouldn't?
builds of key cult, so
Yeah, I mean,
Apiary is building a key cult
that'd
right
be
now.
nice. That'd be nice to own, I guess, but I've never actually felt one in hand. So
they are great.
yeah,
It's an
yeah.
experience, that's for sure.
That they are fantastic boards that have done really cool stuff. Next up will be kind of a little bit of a departure from keyboards, but it'll be your top 4 favorite foods.
Okay. Number 1, mashed potatoes. Easy. Like no questions asked, mashed potatoes.
That's a first.
That is a first.
I didn't have to
sorry.
check the list. That is a first.
Has no one ever said mashed potatoes?
No one has
really?
ever
No.
said mashed
What?
potatoes. Yeah.
Huh?
I think the closest
love
thing
mashed-
we've had has been like maybe
What?
French fries or like mac and cheese. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2 is mac and cheese. Although very close with number 1. Very close with number 1.
You look that southern down home cooking, man.
Number 3, I'd probably say like a gnarly pasta, like maybe like a angel hair pasta with some sun-dried tomatoes and Alfredo sauce or something like that, or just some nice wine sauce. Very specific, but I like pasta. Number 4, I would probably say fries, because fries are also life. I think potatoes are life.
So potatoes, noodles, potatoes.
Pretty
starch
much.
life.
Yeah, carb life, dude. All the way, carb life. Yep.
So, and then one that I'll throw on the end that honestly I don't know why. I don't know why we don't ask this at the end of the Fast 4. What are you typing on today, man?
Oh, all right. I am typing on a KBD 67 in rose gold.
Ooh.
KBD 67 Mark II with minimal and Sakurios, which is. So I'm trying to get used to the Sakurios, but I like it. It's nice and stealth. I think I'm going to use it at work. Probably get called out for the pink board, but
Hey, rocket, man.
at least I don't get yelled at for super loud.
If they
Right.
make fun of you, just come back with box navies the next day.
There we go. That's what I'll
Be
do.
like, what? I brought in a neutral colored board.
It's just loud as shit.
Piss some people off for sure. Yeah. Did
So tell them about all the red switches you bought today.
you buy reds?
I didn't.
No, I
Apparently you
didn't.
did. I don't buy reds. Maybe those 150 gram reds that someone put in our Discord. I would hands down buy those.
I got a package from KBD fans thinking they were black inks, but they were in fact red inks. And I was like, there's no way I ordered red inks. And I checked my order, and somehow I did end up ordering red inks. And I'm so pissed. I think I'm going to just spring swap them with some heavier springs or something instead of waiting for
Honestly, that's the way to go.
yeah.
Because, like, what are you going to do with them, right?
Yeah, they're just gonna sit there. I've been contemplating because, like, I like my Bauer with the mauves, but I feel like they need a heavier spring than the stock spring, and I'm contemplating just desoldering that board and spring swapping and then rebuilding it because I feel like they just need to be a little bit heavier, not like a ton, just a little bit heavier.
Yeah, it's crazy how used to you could tell what spring weight you're using after a while, even though it's like 2 to 3 grams different. Pretty crazy.
Are you a lighter spring or a heavier spring guy?
I think I like the 65 to 70 gram area. That's probably my favorite. Yeah, I've never tried anything over 70 though.
Ooh.
I tried Gateron clears because I thought they would be super cool. I actually put Gateron clears in my first ever board, and it was horrendous. So yeah, I don't know. I can't do anything lighter than like 60 or 55, I guess.
Yeah, I built a gaming board, one of my first boards that I built. It was my home, like I play games on this only kind of board, and it was with Kale Speed Silvers, which are like 45 grams, and they have like almost no travel distance, and you can actuate it just like it felt like resting your finger on it just actuated the Switch. They were just so light.
So yeah, that's exactly how I felt with Gat clears. Like, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with League of Legends, but I tried playing League of Legends with Gat clears, and it was so bad. I was popping abilities by accident, like really long cooldown abilities, like flash stuff, like out of nowhere too. And I was like, I couldn't handle it, so I got rid of that board, or I don't use it for gaming anymore. But yeah, it's weird. Just resting your fingers, you could accidentally actuate the.
You need to try some cherry rated MX 80 gram springs. That 103 gram life.
It's not the move.
It's not the move. All right,
but I've been enjoying. I just built an alpaca board with 89 gram springs, and really enjoying it. So I'm excited to get. I've got a cream build with 89 gram springs.
Nice.
Which, yes, I know creams, but
are your fingers buff?
Apparently, man, I do have sausage fingers. I don't go below. I think 74 grams is the lightest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got two. I got this and a Singa with 74 gram Holy Pandas. Everything is up.
Nice.
I don't know. I never was a big fan of
just
the lighter one. I feel like I have to wait for the key to return sometimes, and I also just like slam my keyboard. So
Chewy is kind of an aggressive typer. You should hear him type on his laptop that like has almost no travel distance. It's like when he hits his like enter key, it's like goo.
Oh damn!
It's like I shake the laptop because I'm
furious typing.
So, but I think it's like also in part because of the fact that I'm typing on a laptop keyboard. So there's no
zero travel distance.
There's no travel. So I'm sitting there hitting as hard as I normally type. Going to that. It's rough. It's rough. I don't really like using my laptop all that much. But so you have recently started streaming within the last couple months. Very, very much enjoyed watching you stream. So my first question, I guess before I get to how did you get started into streaming, how did you get into the community?
Oh, well, I was actually looking for a full-size keyboard for work, and a friend of mine, buddy of mine, suggested that I build a custom one. And I'm not sure if he's in here. Scooby Does is his tag name. He suggested that I go on KBD Fans and look for something, and of course, I couldn't really find a full size. And at the time, I was kind of naive and didn't really know how like stock worked in inventory and how everything was just always sold out 24/7 eternally. So I ended up doing some research and bought a full size GMMK keyboard. And that's what I actually put the Gateron clears on because I thought, oh man, light switches, it'll be super cool. For some reason, I was so obsessed with super light switches. And I built the board with the Gateron clears, and I lubed the Gateron clears with Crytox 205 grade 2. And at that time, I didn't really know grade 2 versus grade 0 or different types of lubes and stuff. I just saw Crytox being thrown around everywhere in the community. So I figured, oh, it's probably on Amazon. It was, but it was grade 2. So I lubed them up with grade 2. They honestly felt pretty good from what I could tell, but still way too light. And that was my first kind of introductory custom build, and when I got it, I used it for a month, and I didn't really like it because of said GAT clears, and that's how I kind of got in the hobby. And I remember uh, the buddy that I'm talking about, he would come in Discord and just clack away on his keyboard, and we thought he was just some weirdo. We were just playing games, and he touted his custom mechanical keyboards. And at the time, I was thinking like, why would I want a custom mechanical keyboard? Like building a computer is enough for me, but building a custom keyboard is gonna have to be a hard pass. So I would say the GMMK, after feeling how crappy it was, I guess it wasn't crappy, I just didn't like it. I kind of ventured onto more things. But as I said, everything was like out of stock. I had to wait for things, and it definitely taught me how to be patient. So yeah, Scooby Doo's in here. There's no way he's in here.
I'm not sure if he
Maybe.
is. He might be.
Yeah,
He
I don't
might
think
be.
I don't think he is.
I mean, that's
But
kind of
yeah,
how it is. I feel like everyone just kind of they see something online, or they have a buddy that's like, "Yeah, you should try this,"
mhm.
and then you're like very reluctant at first. You get in, you kind of get your feet wet, and then like 2 months later, all of a sudden you're like going into debt because of how much money you spent,
Oh
and you
my
have
god, yeah,
nothing to show for it.
he did not warn me about my wallet, my relationship with my wallet, because after my first actual custom keyboard, it was like nonstop bankruptcy. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it got pretty bad. That still is pretty bad.
I don't know how
But
it goes, but it's fun. I always like to think it's safe. It's somewhat of a safe investment in the fact that you are able to, if you need money, if you need to get rid of something, you can get rid of something really fast. It's not like a lot of other hobbies
mhm.
where it takes a long time to get rid of things, and you can get your money back for the most part. If you don't get your money
Right,
back, you get really close. So sometimes you
right,
make
right.
more. So
Yeah, I'm in a situation now where I kind of want to sell a couple of my lubricantes to buy another board and make more content, which has been challenging. Um, challenging to just my content is like lubing switches for like 3 streams in a row kind of thing, and it's like,
Mm.
I need boards, but I need money too, so
Yeah, so that's kind of leads into the next. So how'd you get started with streaming? 'Cause that's it. That's like its own venture in the keyboard
Mhm.
hobby.
Yeah, you know what? That's a weird one. I've always been into like multimedia and creating content, whether it be digital, physical, or whatever. And I thought I got a decent pair of cameras and a decent setup. I've been doing photography for a few years. Let me just test the water and see where it goes. And I never expected it to kind of, I wouldn't say explode, but the reaction I got was amazing. Even for being new to the community, there was a lot of people who just came in just to chat, which was pretty awesome. Like I didn't like the keyboard community in general is like one of the best communities I've ever been a part of, and that kind of helped motivate me more to stream even more. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah.
definitely is. It's like one of those things I enjoy. Like it makes me enjoy the process of building a board more when I stream. Because like
Hmm.
if I build a board when I'm not streaming, it doesn't feel as much fun. Like it feels boring. Like it's not.
It's work.
Yeah, it's just like I don't get to
Right.
enjoy that. I don't get to have like a nice conversation with people in chat or answer questions or talk about what I'm doing. Um, Whereas if I'm building on stream, yes, it takes like almost twice as long to build the board, but it's so much fun.
It is fun. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it takes me like 5 hours to loop 50 switches on stream. It's kind of crazy, but it's fun chatting. Chat has saved my ass like several times, being that I'm new. Um, it's weird because I thought I was gonna get flamed for not knowing how to do something, but they actually come in and like save my ass countless times. Like chat, you guys are fucking awesome. Sorry, pardon my French, but
No, you can curse
yeah.
all you
You're
want.
good.
Okay.
You're good.
So yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
good
it
so
was
far.
actually, I had the first time the other day. I couldn't find a key. I couldn't find my it was the bit to my Nanch set. And someone was like, it's behind your right keyboard over there. And I was like, oh, thanks. It was like one of those times where I was just like,
Oh yeah.
it's right out of sight. And yeah, it's, there's always going to be the people that will criticize, and usually the people that criticize are the people that go back and watch it later. They're like, can't believe you missed this. I'm like, thanks. But no, most of the time, yeah, it's amazing how like willing chat is to support and
They're nice
and talk.
I mean, I could ask chat how many switches I have left to lube, and someone will count. Freddie Franco, if you're in here, legend. That dude will count how many switches I have left to lube and stuff. So it's just like little stuff like that, man. That's why I stream. Been a nice ride so far. No big issues yet. I'm sure I'll come across some issues here and there with drama or whatever, but we'll just handle that when it comes and keep on going.
Drama's always fun, right? You get the little spice every now and then. Get your melons and popcorn out. Who doesn't like a little spice? So in being in the hobby and building boards and all of that, what are you talked about the tofu being kind of a surprise board for how much you like it. Are there any other boards like on that kind of list of just like boards that kind of, I don't know how many meetups you've been to. I don't know.
Zero.
Yeah. We'll get you out to one.
Yeah, I need to
Although,
fill
like
out
right
one
now,
boards.
maybe not right now, but like
right. And it kind of shitty situation we're in because I would love to go to meetups, but I don't know how possible that is during this time. But I do want to get my hands on different boards and test them out for sure.
Get you on some tactile switches.
We'll have to try some tactiles, some real actual tactiles that aren't browns. It'll be nice. So
do you have anything that you are like what are some things that you're looking forward to in the community? Like as far as like boards, keycap sets, switches, is there anything coming up that you're like stoked about? Because I'm always interested to see like someone that's kind of like just starting to really get into it and kind of like taking those next steps, like what they're looking at.
Yeah, I guess for this month in terms of keycaps, I guess I already mentioned the Cool Kids that I'm totally obsessed with already. Modern Dolch, obviously. I think is it the Midnight Rainbow?
Yeah.
I think that's exciting. I don't know if I'm going to go in on that, but I respect the hell out of that set. It is one of those off the wall, interesting sets. So we'll see if I go in on that. I've been really digging the F-Rowless TKL boards that I've been seeing around. So actually, as a matter of fact, I got Regalicious. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He actually is sending me a custom acrylic board to build on stream. So that's going to be super pog. And then Keyhive, of course, is supplying the Absinthe. So kind of stoked for that. I'm really bad when it comes to checking like ICs and group buys. So I'd really have to look. There's obviously a lot of things that are exciting. I just don't know yet of what that is, I guess, if that makes sense. So yeah. But I'm always into crazy, just off the wall, innovative, weird, lighthearted things,
So you're down for the meme sets, like
Oh,
GMK
yeah,
Gregory
totally.
or whatever? Is that
100%. 100%. I think I like the serious sets and stuff too, but I like the silly, lighthearted things too. I mean, I think there's a balance somewhere, and
it keeps it fresh. It
it does keep it fresh.
Yeah, I've talked about this a couple times now, where it's like those sets that are a little bit out there, a little bit crazy, they make the normal sets feel better, in my opinion, right? Like they get me because we have that such a big venture. The sets that are good, that are just like normal, um, feel much better, in my
Mhm.
opinion,
Right.
because of we have something that ventures so far out. So I think
Oh,
interesting.
I forgot to mention one set that I'm super excited for, and that's GMK Sloth. I am so going in on
Yeah,
Sloth. My
that's our
sister is
boy, Drifting
obsessed.
Bunnies.
Yeah, my sister is obsessed with sloths, and I think I might have to buy one set for her and one set for me. It's gonna be gnarly.
I forgot. This is no shit. I forgot. I was looking through the interest check recently, and he. I forgot that I helped him with the desk mat because it was just like I was sitting on my phone at work one day, and so he was like, "Thanks, Chewy, for helping with the desk mat," and I was like, "Yeah, I designed design one of those things." But I mean, I just told him more leaves, so he put more leaves in it. But no, I'm super excited for GMK
Yeah,
Sloth.
I
That
cannot
is,
wait. I wish it was here now, you know? Like,
The Rama cap for that is one of my favorite Rama caps. Just the little sloth face.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm
so
stoked.
it's
I'm
it's gonna
stoked.
be a fun time. So, but let's do. Sorry. So next up, though, what are so with being new? Um, have you ventured out of? I know you've got Lubricante, so you've definitely obviously soldered before. Um, but with the kind of vast array um, of hot swap boards, have you kind of have you desoldered a board yet?
Hmm.
And I'm sorry. And two, um, how often are you like switching out the switches and stuff like that? And how many switches do you have?
Oh, let me think. I've desoldered a couple of boards. It's not fun. It's really
Yeah.
grueling work, but luckily I have a desoldering gun, which makes things a lot easier. Switch wise, let's see. I got Sakurios, I got MX Browns, I got MX Reds, Red Inks. What else? Creams. What else have I tried? Tangies. Uh, Gat Yellows are a staple. Maybe a couple more. So, and pretty much all linear too, except for the Browns. But like I said, I haven't really had the opportunity to get my hands on like the Meta, you know, Holy Pandas or anything like that. But I think the Browns put a bad taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know if you would even consider those like tactile at all because they're just diarrhea mush.
Cyrus and I used to call them dirty linears.
Dirty linears. Yeah, yeah.
Because like the bump feels more like a scratch than an actual.
Yeah, it's weird. Surprisingly, with it all lubed, it feels more linear, especially if you lube the legs, which I like that feel. And I think I'll end up putting them in a hot swap board and just going ham. Um, but currently, I only have one hot swap board, which is the KBD 67. It's currently what I have my creams in, but I think those are gonna go. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So, what's your opinion on hot swap? I know a lot of people that have been in the community for a long time kind of give hot swap a lot of crap. They say it's not good. What's your thoughts as someone that's kind of venturing in further
Yeah.
and further?
I would probably say I don't prefer hot swap only because it's super easy to, when pulling a keycap, you'll pull the switch as well. I don't have any experience with people have said like the the PCB can go bad, I guess, after pulling switches out and putting them in so many times. I haven't had that experience. But to me personally, I love the experience of just soldering stuff. And
Mhm.
so, if I have the choice, I would definitely pick a solder board. It is nice having a hot swap just to do tests on and break
Yeah.
things in on. But if it was up to me, I would definitely prefer a solder board. But when people come to me and ask me what kind of board they should get, I would probably suggest a hot swap at first,
Yeah.
just to kind of
Hands
dip your
down.
toes in the hobby. So,
Because I feel like most people, before you start trying different layouts, it's better to just try different switches.
right,
So,
right,
because
right.
like, we've talked a lot about how now I know exactly what I want because I've tried so many different layouts,
Mhm.
and desoldered. And I mean, when I decided to switch from split backspace, or from 2U backspace to split backspace, I literally, like, without desoldering, I took pliers, I yanked the wire out, and I literally just chopped them up into pieces and then, like, dumped them out so, so I could get rid of
Pretty
the
gangster.
stab. Yeah, it was it worked out. So but yeah, it's, with a hot swap, I did that because I literally just didn't want to have to worry about desoldering. Now with hot swap, that wouldn't be a thing because you can't. It's a fixed
Right,
layout, but
right.
I can't tell you how many freaking DZ60 RGB whatevers, or just DZ60s I went through. I would buy them 4 at a time because every time I desoldered, it just destroy the board.
Well, I mean, they were so cheap. Like, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
We talked about that before with like the ANSI. Like the value difference between the ANSI and something like a DC60 is it'll hold up to being desoldered at least once.
At least once, yeah.
The DC60, while pretty all right, it has great compatibility. It's got Swiss cheese and it.
Let's say that's a
Oh
nice way of saying that
gosh,
PCB is more holes than PCB.
yeah, that board gives me anxiety. At least when I was first starting out, was the Swiss cheese on the bottom row was just like scared
It's to,
me,
like,
but I
balance.
conquered it. I conquered it.
I will say no PCB has given me more anxiety when building than the KBD 75 PCB.
Oh yeah, that one's bad.
Because
Is it bad?
so the board, it's 75 and it's like the smushed 75 where there's no spacers anywhere. It's just all like one blob of keys.
Oh gosh.
But it supports a like 40% plus numpad on the PCB. So you've got really like strangely placed holes everywhere and like switches where there'll be like, there'll be like Swiss cheese where you're like, I don't expect this like at all. So if you're
Yeah, no, that's
using
weird.
a fairly open plate, it also like really messes it up. You have to like really test things out. It's just one of those things when you're looking at, you're like, why does this, is there a market for this layout of like 40% plus numpad?
So if you guys are wondering, I'm putting the link in the chat. Because while the top one, if it only supported the top one, it would be a perfectly fine PCB. Little weird because it does support like split spacebar on a 75%. I don't know why you would ever need that. But then that bottom, like, what? So it supports both of these PCB, or
Oh my
these
gosh.
layouts, and it's
Yeah,
terrible.
that is weird.
It is
Good to
legitimately
know.
terrible.
If I want no anxiety, I should probably avoid the KVD 75.
You know, for a PCB, it's rough. For a board, it's not the worst thing in the world. I enjoyed my KBD 75. And I had the one. I've gotten to play around with the 2 before, and I think that they made some good design changes to keep it, to kind of refresh it.
Mhm.
But there are a lot of 75% boards that I just think are flat out better than that.
Right on. What would you suggest for a 75%?
For 75%, that's tough.
Wait for the Evolve.
Wait
Save
for
your
the
money.
Evolve.
I'm
Save
looking
up
at
a
that one.
bunch of money. 75%. It's tough because there's, at the end of the day, 75% is typically only in Group By.
Mhm. Yeah, there's not much just out there.
Well, and it's also weird because 75% are all pretty different within the way they handle layouts. Like there's not a standard 75% layout, right? So there's no standard 75% PCB.
Right.
So like while even something like the KBD 75 in that like compact 75% layout, the only thing that really shares that with it is like the Singa.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else is has some sort of where the FRO is, maybe it's a standard FRO, maybe the FRO is a little bit different, maybe it has F13. Maybe the arrow keys are exploded off of the actual layout. Like that's the thing about 75% is they're so much
So many
more
variables.
variance in the layouts between 75% that it's hard to like. It's one of those things that's very much like on a board by board basis. Like there's not like
Right.
this is a good one to get into because they're so different while being the same number of keys.
Mm-hmm. So there's options, it sounds like.
Yeah. So Dev Street asks, what's the best bang for your buck? 60% PCB ANSI, hands down. It's like 30, $35. They did run out of stock, but he does restock them frequently. I've built, I don't know, almost 10 ANSI boards now. It's just such a good PCB. It's a clean build and it's VIA supported. Now, I know you said you just bought the DZ60 RGB. That's not to say that the DZ60 RGB is a bad board. If you built, I would highly recommend that the switches you put in it, like make sure you know exactly what you want to put in the board, because the DZ60s, while they have gotten better over time, they just don't desolder as well as other PCBs that we have come across. The RGBs I know are a little bit more updated, so you should be okay on that. But it's not like building it the first time is not going to be a huge issue. You will just have to work on switch alignment on the bottom row a little bit. But I will say, looking at the DZ60 RGB, I'm looking at it on the website, it doesn't support as much as a normal DZ60. It looks like they've dialed back just a smidge of the amount of support, which, because the DZ60 supported everything you could think of except ortho.
The DZ60 was like, there was so many holes on the bottom row. It felt like if you dropped it wrong, that entire bottom row would just snap off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or if you got the DZ60 RGB hot swap, then you don't have to worry about it at all. I used the hell out of the KBD 6X. That thing broke so many times, and like I was able to fit. And I say broke, a hot swap pad fell off, and I just soldered it right back on. I probably got 25 builds out of that.
Nice.
Before that PCB decided to kick the can, but
Yeah, I've not had a PCB go bad on me yet, knock on wood, but I'm sure I'll come across that one day and they'll freak out probably, but we'll see.
Yeah.
just
But yeah,
order
I've
an
used
ANSI. There you go.
the ANSI was a pleasure to work with. I did build a tofu with the ANSI and it's pretty nice. I do agree.
Well, and
Nice.
VIA support is just a huge thing. Like
It's so nice.
it's
to
just
be
so
able
much
to plug
easier.
it in. Yeah.
Just be like, hey, I want this key to be this now. Okay, it is. It's done. Like it's one of those things that's like it's so little but so big because a lot of people who are getting into the hobby are going from something like a TKL or a full size where now they're having to figure out, okay, well, how do I get all these keys I'm used to using and used to being in these places? How do I make them all work with this smaller keyboard? VIA just makes it so much easier to program that all. Whereas while QMK has done a lot in the last couple of years to make it easier, it's still kind of like a little bit of a chore to go in and change everything.
Yeah, still a bit daunting, I would say. At least that's how I felt when I got into it. I had to put a lot of research into QMK and just figure out how to use it. And if you don't use it a lot, you kind of lose that, kind of forget how to use it. So, but with QMK or with VIA, it's like you plug in your board and it's like super easy. Yeah.
Mhm. What about an affordable TKL? Should you look anything besides a Heinebusch? I know KBD Fans is planning on restocking their 8X soon. I really loved mine. I only sold mine so that I could buy another TKL from a friend who was doing a private buy. And I was not happy with the color that I chose, so it's kind of self-inflicted. But build wise, I thought it was a fantastic board. I built it on our first 24-hour stream. And I have nothing but good things to say about that board.
Funny story about that board is that exact one has been built like on 3 different streams, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was built on
Stash's
stream, and then Nathan built. It was Nathan's the Boba Fett board. It was the same one.
Oh man. So
We're losing you. There we go.
We're good.
Yeah.
You know, I like to keep things spicy.
But no,
I've been having like power issues all day. So if I just like disappear, my bad.
No worries, no worries.
We still see you in like 8-bit, but
it's getting hot. I mean, here in Texas, it's almost 9 p.m. right now, and it is 88 degrees outside.
That's hot.
It's getting hot. We're getting near that summer.
It's 99 here right now in California.
It's 99?
Yes.
Good Lord. What
it's
are you
7
in the desert?
Almost. No, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I guess you would consider it. It's not really the desert. It's just hot in Northern California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was like 102 today. It sucked. And it's only June. Like I can't imagine what August is going to feel like.
And usually in June it is kind of in the 90s, but I feel like we didn't typically in Dallas at least, like April and May stays in the 70s. But I feel like we just went. It was cold, and then it was 70 degrees for like a week, and then it was just like hot.
Yeah,
it just became shit hot immediately.
0 to 100 real quick. It was weird. It sucked.
Yeah, I'm interested to see kind of how, like, with the way that everything was in the springtime, where a lot of people were inside, like no one's out. You know, I'm interested to see what the difference is in our summer. Especially in places that are like typically really, really hot or have had like historically hot summers the past couple of years. I'm interested to see what the change is and if that like 2.5, 3 months of people just being inside, that changes anything.
It was weird being in quarantine and then stepping outside and nearly melting and overdosing on vitamin D, it felt like, but it was wild.
Yeah, I'm dreading having to wear like actual like closed-toed shoes every day because I haven't worn like dress shoes like I would normally wear to work, and like I haven't worn them for more than 1 day in a row since I stopped working. So it's like, so when I go back,
I have worn sneakers twice since, I guess 3 times if you want to say a recent pair of shoes I picked up, and I walked around the house and make sure that they fit and like didn't fall apart immediately. But I've left my apartment twice with shoes on since March 6th. And that includes the Mech Madness streams where I was wearing a suit jacket and flip-flops. It'd be like that though. It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I was thinking about picking up some Crocs because I don't own any sandals currently, but I'm getting kind of sick of sneakers and just how hot it is in general. So I think Crocs, especially since, you know, Disco Crocodile and all that, I think it'll fit.
Oh, see, that's perfect.
Green Crocs or something.
You're like immune to it, right?
You gotta find some of the Post Malone Crocs. I know they're
Post
probably
Malone
like
Crocs.
a couple $1,000 at this point, but
Oh, they're actually pretty.
Post Malone Crocs.
Post Malone Crocs are actually pretty inexpensive, surprisingly.
so funny story about that. My buddy, so Post Malone is from Dallas, the Dallas area.
$80, by the way.
Not bad. When they released, he came back and he did like a special thing because he used to work at a Chicken Express, which is like just a fried chicken place here in Dallas. It's like a chain here in Dallas. He came back and went to the the Chicken Express that he used to work at when he was growing up, and gave away everyone in line got a free pair of Crocs. So I've a couple buddies that were in line that got Crocs, and he was there hanging out. It was pretty funny.
Nice. So. I love Posty, man.
Hey, he rocks a mechanical keyboard. Not a custom one, but mechanical.
He was on Twitch for a little bit, right? And streaming Call of Duty or something.
He did that with Jay's 2 cents, like built him a computer.
Yeah,
chain smoking cigarettes and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah, he streamed for a little bit. There's been a couple people. I think he did it. He was one of the early ones. I think a lot of people have gotten into streaming, playing video games and stuff since the quarantine hit. But yeah, he did it for a little while. He hasn't done it, but he did do like you know how they were doing like a bunch of different artists were doing at home like quarantine sets.
Yeah.
He did one where it was like him with Travis Barker, and they played only Nirvana songs.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I miss this? Oh gosh.
God, I didn't even know this.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like it wasn't like great, but they're Nirvana songs, so it's like you don't have to be amazing. But I mean, it was pretty cool to see him. And it's just like him, Travis Barker, and a couple of his friends in his house, and they're playing Nirvana songs the whole time.
I love it.
That's awesome.
So anyway, back to keyboards. So one thing I'm excited because you said something that alluded to something else, and I feel like I've talked about this before, but I feel like when you first get into the hobby, so there are stages of the hobby. So you get in, you try a board, and you're like, okay, like I get it. And then you start kind of like looking, you start scrolling through KBD fans and novel keys, and you start, oh, I wonder what that switch feels like, and that switch feels like. And then you just start emptying your wallet, and you have all these keyboards now, and you have like more keyboards than you can explain reasonably to anybody. And then you start going, I'm going to sell everything.
Is that what happened?
So that's what happened to me. Okay. I know that Osiris has traded off a few of his boards, or it's kind of like you realize what you start liking and you start going for. Instead of buying the cheaper boards, I'm going to fine tune, get the nicer ones that I want. So you mentioned you were selling some boards. What is something that you would like to kind of trade up to?
Ooh. I'd probably want to get my hands on something unbuilt, like an unbuilt kit. But if I were to trade for something, it's hard. Like I've always had my eyes on the Satisfaction 75. I don't know why. For some reason, I saw that OLED screen and that little dial, and I was like, I must have. I don't know if that's like a gimmick to some people. But I just feel like it's just such a clean board, and Canon Keys is awesome. So one day I think I'll own the S75. They're supposed to be around too, right?
Yeah.
Coming up soon.
Yeah, I think he's planning on doing that at some point. I think this year.
Yeah, I don't know the exact dates, but I do know that he is planning. Round 2 is a for sure going to happen. I don't know if it's open. It'd be great if it was open. I'd love to start seeing more. I'd love to start seeing more boards that are like that hype open, right? Like we've seen like Rama. You know, a lot of those boards are super hype, and I know that's he's got a big warehouse, so he can handle that kind of workload. But yeah, kind of like what Brett says, if it's not open, it won Keyboard of the Year. So no matter the limit, unless it's like 1,000, and even then it will still sell out in like 5 minutes.
When you mean open, you mean like a drop?
Yeah, like
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Group Buy starts at this date. We have 1,000 units available.
Oh, gotcha.
And yeah, it's
like unlimited units rather than like there's only 50. First come, first
or
serve.
do what Mechanisk has done in the past. So when he goes, I'm going to open it up for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And however many orders I get, that's how many orders I get. If I don't, if you miss that 24-hour window, too bad. And I think that's perfect.
I was trying to get on the Clippa, but I think something happened. I think I might have been like too drunk and passed out on the last day. And I had the ultramarine one in my cart, and I really wanted it for Nautilus, and I messed up. So the other day I tried to get an extra, but it sold out instantly, and that was kind of sad. But I'm also excited for what Novel Keys is doing with the NK65, how they're going to have a drop type deal. But I also feel like those are going to go out instantly. But it's nice that they're doing a one person per keyboard kind of deal.
Yeah.
I'll probably try to get one of those too.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple like prototypes go out to different people. And I've heard great things about the NK65, the second round. I'm excited to see what the injection molded one is. Like, I feel like that's a board that, like, even though it's not really marketed for someone that's like really, I guess, like far along in their keyboard journey, like I got like a bunch of like cool stuff, right? Like a bunch of the big name things at this point, and that's still a board that I'm like, I want to have that. Like, I just want to have something like that's cool, that it's like $100 and whatever dollars, comes with a PCB that's VIA compatible. It's like this cool purple color, and it's got everything included. I don't know if it is. I don't remember off the top. I think it might be.
I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect for you. It's freaking purple already.
I know, right?
Get some Mito. Find someone who's got Mito-let, and boom.
Yeah, that, for being how cheap it is, it's nice because you could just buy it and not feel guilty. You just try it out, and worst comes to worst, you could sell it.
Yeah.
So,
and those will flip. Those will absolutely flip.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice being able to. It is hot swap this week. Earlier today, did he build the injection molded one? Art Kotsu.
Yeah, I know that there's an aluminum that has gone out to a couple people, but
he did an injection mold. We'll have to watch that stream later. But yeah, I think that, I guess, two things is, one, I have realized that I've got very nice boards. I've got like fun boards to play with. I've designed my own board. I still really find enjoyment out of these very inexpensive boards that, don't fall in line with the like super hype, super expensive boards. But I do appreciate, like, I always appreciate these kind of cheaper builds, because it is kind of crazy how you start realizing that, like, I find myself saying like, oh man, this feels like as good as this. I'm like, no, it's just because like the mount, like, there's really not a huge difference until you start, in my opinion, until you start messing with gaskets. There's not really a huge difference between everything, unless you, I guess, gaskets and what's the word I'm looking for? M60A. Why can't I think of it? Integrated.
Oh,
integrated, because that's like a whole nother thing. But it's nice being able to see these more inexpensive boards, because we get asked all the time, and I'm sure you get asked all the time, what's a great starter board? And I'm like, honestly, the Tofu's great.
Right. Yeah, that's the go-to right there.
But that's kind of, and then the Tada, honestly is starting to get it's
really old at this point. Like,
it's old. Yeah. It's the PCB has its own software that you have to learn and all that. And so we're like, you go get an ANSI PCB and a Tofu and a plate from KBD Fans, and boom, you've got like a super solid keyboard, because a lot of these cheaper boards are falling off the wayside.
Yeah, it is nice and refreshing to see cheap boards come out like this, and especially how it's a drop. So I'm excited for it for sure.
Absolutely. Plus, like these boards, like KBD Fans, it's crazy. Like, I mean, you're using the KBD 67 Mark II. As much as I hate recommending 65% to people, that board is very well built for the price that you're getting it. I mean, you're getting basically an entire board for $240.
Right.
And with, you can, for like $350, which is still a lot of, that's a shit ton of walking around money, but for $350, getting a board that realistically feels very similar to what I've talked about, like a 910, a TGR 910, where it's like they're both top mounted. The PCB is actually updated, so you're getting a better PCB. And while the quality might not be 100% there, feel wise, it's going to feel almost the exact same.
Right.
So it's it's crazy what they're pumping out.
Yeah, I'm excited to try a higher end board just so I could see what the difference really is, because I really don't have any experience with a nice board, but the difference from just like a regular manufactured OEM board, going from that to a board that was lubed up and tuned, was, it sounds elitist, man, but I can't ever type on a regular board ever again. Like, it disgusts me. I hear it through the mic on my Discord when my friends are like just button mashing, and I gotta mute. Like, it's gotten that bad.
I love it.
I don't do that. I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you go, it's this whole hobby is about finding exactly what works for you and finding those things that work for you. And it's like, manufacture a keyboard. I don't care what you like, just type on it. Like,
Right. And there's just so much. There's so much to experience.
yeah,
Like, I'm just now dipping my toes in the hobby, I feel like. And
I mean, you can get something crazy dumb like this, where it's like a super loud. Like I typed on this for like 30 seconds, and my wife looked at me and she was like, "So is that going to be like a board that you like always have at your desk?" Because it's so loud and it's so annoying. I was like, "I'm sorry, I won't."
Never again.
So I don't pull that out that often.
I just kind of scrubbed through the NK65 V2. Looks pretty cool. Color came out great. Looks great. Obviously I didn't hear the sound or anything about like what he thought about it, but it looked pretty cool.
All you can ask for, right?
It's one of those things, like $95 it's per key RGB, $100, a cool color. Like, I just can't see people being able to beat it, in my opinion.
And it comes with stabs, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but they're plate mount, right?
Yeah, they're plate mount. I don't know if you can use because of the way the mounting is, I don't know if you can use screw-ins.
Oh, I guess he used the new OSA caps. He's been working on those for a hot minute.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, and I like that it's RGB too. So it's, a lot of people, when you're trying to convince people to come in, a lot of people are coming from these Razors and Corsairs and Cooler Masters where it's like, oh, RGB, RGB, RGB. And I mean, even Alex Odos is like RGB fanboy number one. So it's nice being able to tell someone like, you can go for this. And you go, does it have RGB? And you're like, in fact, it does glow on your desk.
That's true. That is true.
So
it's per key RGB or just?
Yeah, I think it's. It is per key.
Yeah, it's per key, which is nuts.
Yeah, that is kind of nuts.
Which is like, you're paying less for the like you're paying less for the entire build than what people paid for the Zeal 60 PCB.
That's nuts.
Which is insane. Which was a per key RGB board.
Yep.
I just wonder how it could be so cheap. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I think so. You pay for the injection mold, and that's going to be crazy expensive. But at that point, then it probably costs nothing to produce.
Yeah, that is true.
The board over and over and over. So as long as the mold stays in shape, I imagine he can just pump those out as fast as he can make PCBs. But so other than that, are there what other than GMK Sloth, what are some upcoming group buys that you are hyped on?
Ooh, let me pull up a list. I have like a list of what I'm in on. Because if I don't have a list, I'll forget, and something will show up at my house, and I'll just be like, "What is this?"
Janky Render, we were talking about the NK65 V2.
Yeah. I would love to get the Kara if it wasn't fucking HHKB.
Yeah.
I want one of literally the 2 injection molded cases. They're like HHKB 65%. I'm like, fuck both of those boards. Those are the only boards I don't buy. Thoughts on Moto Round 2? You should get Moto Round 2. I'll prove to you why you should get Moto Round 2. It is my second favorite keycap set of all time. It has been number 2 since the second it came out.
Yeah, do not pass up on that. So cap sets that I'm waiting on, Botanical. I love that set to death. I actually bought both of the desk mats. Nautilus R2, GMK Olivia, GMK Taro, Infinity Pastel in the peach color.
Ooh.
And that's pretty much it for now, aside from a couple desk mats that I'm waiting on as well.
There you go.
I'm also excited for GMK Deku next month. I love that anime.
Did they get that passed? I know that there was
actually, I don't know.
I know that there was like discussion about whether or not that was like legal.
Oh, because of licensing issues and whatnot. Yeah, that always has interested me. Like, I know the Moomin set is coming, and I just don't know what the process of like how do you license?
I know Moomin, they like got official licensing on that. I guess they contacted the right person.
Oh, so Rensuya just got the plug or something from
something like that with Canon keys. I don't know the process. It's interesting though. But let's see. Moto Round 2 thoughts. Yeah, like I said, just get it.
Yeah,
you won't be upset.
we were literally talking about how before we started, I was like, I need to figure out what other kits I want to buy with Moto Round 2 because I know I'm purchasing it. Like it's like an absolute in this community almost, you know?
Yeah, it's a classic. Because just because you put blue on it, you can make it an all kind of monotone gray set. They have even that light gray to make it even more of a gray set. You can make it red, blue. If you get Moto Light, you can start mixing and matching those colors too, which I very much plan on doing. But let's see. I'm late, but what the fuck is Eric with not having a gator on?
I mean, he said get Weenie and Nuts, and I got Weenie and Nuts.
Oh, also, I'm excited for how did I miss this? But the 808 Boom.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Yeah,
CY Online.
Yeah, 808 Boom's gonna be pretty fire. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that one too.
Nice. Just received my NK65 from Mech Madness. Gonna build it and gift it to my younger brother. You are a great younger brother. Janky Render.
Nice.
Well done. GMK Nord. I will not be getting in on Nord. Just wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah, not me as well.
So honestly, there are not a lot of keycap sets that I am really getting in on this month, other than potentially getting. I've got a buddy who's got a cat set that I'm going to borrow from to make sure I like it enough to buy it. But it's awkward because he doesn't have a 7U space bar. I don't have a board right now other than a Box Jade build that supports 6U or 6.25U. So, but yeah, if you guys have questions, man, throw them our way at Mex on Deck for Mr. Disco Crocodile or ourselves. So, what do you think of Port moving to Infinity? I think it's a good, smart decision. I think Infinity is the way. If you want caps sent faster, I think Infinity is the way to go.
Yeah, it's fast and it's inexpensive. Like, I'm excited for more Infinity stuff. I'm excited for them to continue because it's just going to get better. Like, I think people were like, "Oh, their Katakana sets were not great. They're not good." Well, look at the original EPBT sets that were like absolutely atrocious. Like the Infinity sets were better than those. So the fact that you can get like the mega sets, I love that idea of like the mega set, and it has just like everything you could ever need. You have it, and it's like $100 or like $120.
Gonna have to get them bigger Ziploc bags, man. Barely fit. I can barely. This is lime. This is how big lime is, and I have lime on a board right now.
Dude, I just
great. That's like 3 times as many caps.
I just bought. So Dixie. Dixie.
Oh yeah, you should check these out.
He put a like keycap holder, like keycap boxes that he's got up on his site right now, and they're pretty inexpensive, and they look a lot nicer. Actually, I messed that up. They look a lot nicer than what you can get like on Amazon. Like I checked out what there is on Amazon. These look a little bit nicer. They look a little bit more rigid, and they have a nice little look to them. But
do they have a handle on top too?
Yeah, they've got handles on the sides, I think.
But it's like what, $14 for 3?
$13.50 for 3.
Yeah, that's incredible.
What do you guys think of the new GMK Unikey boxes?
I don't care. I didn't like the old boxes. Don't like the new ones.
Oh man, it's like you went from like bad to like worse. I felt like.
I like the idea.
Yeah,
I'll stay consistent with the idea. I like the idea. I think that the execution was not great.
I don't think of it. I've got these. I got these little Ziploc bags that have a nice slider to it. I can label them, but I'm pretty lazy about labeling them, and then they just fit in my drawer.
There you go.
Yeah, and then if the drawer starts filling up, I know I need to start selling some caps.
So I ended up getting 8008 a couple days ago, and the box came like super scuffed, and keys were just everywhere when I opened it. And I was like, like, do prefer the original boxes better, but I don't know, just kind of shitty. But oh well, there's bags. Put them in bags.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things. It's like, I think that they're close. I think there's 2 things that they need to do. They need to figure out a way to make the 2 trays, like actually go into each other and like stay in and not just like sit on top of each other. Which you can really do like super easy. Like you just change the mold to where there's like a punch to where they just kind of clip into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing is they need to figure out something for that top. Like that top piece of cardboard is just too flimsy, and that's why things move around. Because I know on my set, the top tray was like obliterated, but the bottom tray had like no issues.
Yeah, right. Mine came scuffed with like a dent. I'm not sure. There's a dent, and I was like,
I mean,
please tell me they're okay.
I've had that happen with just the regular GMK sets.
Right.
I will say the coolest box. So I got my Mizu caps off of Z Frontier.
I did too, actually.
Because
Extra.
I didn't. It was like Christmas Day or something like that. And I remember, I was like, I don't want to risk it on Dixie's. Like I'm going to try and get it on this because if I go for Dixie, that will sell out in like 2 seconds. And it came with this like perfectly sized box. I don't know if you got this, but it's literally like the old keycap tray. And then Z Frontier, I guess, had made boxes that were perfect size for the trays. And then on top of that, they were super thick cardboard. So it was like the cleanest a keycap set has ever come to me.
I can't remember. But that's hilarious. That's awesome.
But yeah, I usually just like toss my stuff like immediately. I, like open it up and just dump all the caps on something. I'm just like, get this.
Well, and like that's the thing. I was just talking with Chewy today about the storage bins, the keycap storage bins that Dixie's offering, because I bought them last night and I was looking at it. It's like I like the idea of the trays, but the thing that sucks is if you're moving cap sets from boards to board, it's just like so time consuming just to try to put everything up, right? Like try to put it back together. And it's like, yes, it looks nice. Like it's a cool presentation, be able to bring the tray out and like have everything nice and neat on stream. But it's like, I don't care. Like, just give me the box and I'll put them in the box. It's for me, I like it better than the bags, and I don't have the bags just like around somewhere.
Right.
It makes it to where storage is just nice and neat. So,
Lang, my guy. I also have a dedicated drawer to the back. It's like my solder fan and then all my keycap sets. So because I used to just have them like in my closet, and it was annoying, but it was better than I just didn't. Honestly, what got me is those stupid little white things, those little like push things that broke every time you used one would break and then another would break, and it infuriated me. I did like that you could kind of stack them, but neatly. But then it was like, oh, cool, you can stack them. But for whatever reason, I always need the one on the bottom. So. But what can we expect from the relatively new mech stream, Mr. Crocodile? What do you got upcoming?
I got a polycarb canoe that I'm gonna build pretty soon. I was supposed to be getting the black inks for those, but reds came in because I'm a dumbass and ordered the wrong thing apparently. But we'll put the red in anyway.
Someone clip that,
please. I got a few prototypes coming in. I don't know what I could say without leaking too much. Well, I guess I'll just say it. I think I have a GAF 60 prototype coming in at the end of June, and also something from Home Row Co. coming in. And I got a custom board from Regalicious coming in as well, probably by next week. So some spicy stuff. It'll be fun. Of course, alcohol will be involved.
Oh, of course.
And many potty breaks and stuff.
It is funny whenever I drink on stream, I can't get through the whole stream. It's just like, yep, gotta go piss. Usually it's like 30 minutes in.
I have like a baby bladder too, so I'll go like 4 times per stream.
See, I guess I must have like an iron bladder or something. I'm fine. I'll do like a 4-hour stream and be good.
I'm actually dying right now. Like I gotta go pee so bad, but I gotta train myself to just not.
Well, if we need to take like 30 seconds,
yeah. If you need to,
we're gonna do a quick ad.
We're going through training, boys. We're going through training. We're gonna up the bladder size here.
Here in a minute, we'll go through our sponsors and our sponsors and partners, and you can use the lavatory while we go through that.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Niv 180.
Oh God. Damn it, Niv.
So you did. You were I think you kicked off the charity stream.
Clackers Care.
Clackers
Care. That was exciting. I wasn't expecting to get invited to that. Visionaire, being the nice man he is, extended the invite to me, and that was awesome. I was kind of shocked that I was starting it off, but it went really well, I think. Yeah,
Very nice. Yeah,
that
I
was a
know
super awesome event too.
that was crazy. 10,000 still like baffles me that $10,000
Mhm.
Well, I think
for
it was like the final was with everything was like over $30,000 donated.
once. Yeah, but
That's pretty
like it was like 10,000. Wasn't it like 10,000 for just cash donations?
Yeah.
And then the auctions brought it to like some crazy numbers. And Quakem shaved his beard. Every time I see it, I just burst out laughing.
I don't know what I would do without my beard. I think,
Exactly.
oh, you know what I miss the most about this whole quarantine thing is not being able to see my barber. Like I've been texting him, but I think he's on unemployment or something because he just ghosts me. And but luckily things are opening back up, so I could trim this up a bit. But
He's living the unemployment riches right now with like
I know, man. What is up with that?
there's so many people that are like making more money by not working right now.
Yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
but
Yeah, they're gonna have a hard time getting people back to work. I feel like they're just living lavish with their unemployment.
I know, right? I mean, hey, I'm using the opportunity to like pay off some debts and stuff.
Too. That's it. I mean, if you could use it, then might as well. Yo, Stash, the boy, the legend.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I've sold Stash. Stash, I think, has bought more stuff off of me than anybody else. Like every time you post a picture, I'm like, I definitely sold him that, and I definitely sold him that. But no, guys, if you haven't checked out Stash Builds boards, he does a lot of awesome unboxing and builds. So check him out. I know, right?
Absolutely.
Even though I'm making money on stupid stuff. Yeah, I mean, I was talking with Fropsy, and he's obviously very much into keyboards, and he's very much into sneakers as well. And I was like, why can't I just have like a yarn? Like, why can't I go buy like yarn and just knit? Like, why can't I be like an aggressive? And even then, I'm like, I'm sure, the people that are like really into knitting are like, oh, you can't buy that crap yarn. You got to go buy the boutique, $9 a yard yarn. I'm like, yep. And that would be me. I'd be like,
Chewy'd have like the titanium, like knitting, like the sticks or whatever.
Actually, I used to crochet. I prefer crocheting because it's made sense to me more. $750 specialty needles.
Sheesh.
But I mean, that is kind of there's like that video of the guy that's like, whenever your friend gets into a hobby and the guy's like, yeah, I like drinking water, and then he goes on a rant about like how he likes his water, and he's like, when I'm drinking water at this temperature, I drink it out of this glass, but when I drink it at this temperature, I drink it out of this glass.
It's like, honestly how it is. Too true.
It's kind of how it goes though, right? Like you get into something and then you go super hard into it, and then you kind of back out a little bit, and then you like find your place, right? Like you kind of get in way too deep, and then you find your place, and you're like, okay, I'm chilling here,
Yeah.
I feel like streaming, and I correct me if I'm wrong on this. I feel like streaming puts me like right in the perfect spot of this hobby for me, because I don't have to keep up too much, because people will ask me, people will reach out, oh, did you see this? Did you see this? And then also to make it not look like I'm more of an idiot than I already appear to be, I have to like kind of keep up with it. But I've found that like setting boundaries, like don't buy 65%, don't buy HHKBs, has helped a lot. But then it's also like, since I stream, and I know Eric feels this way, like it does become kind of a job. And so then it's kind of like, sometimes you're just like, ooh, I have a day off from keyboards today. And then those days, usually you get flooded with questions in Discord about all that stuff, which is totally fine. But it's kind of that like in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. And I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. People, I'm super bad about keeping up with ICs and group buys and stuff. So people will come in my stream and they'll be like, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like, "I don't even know what that is. I have to look it up." Um, so yeah, no, you're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think I would spend a lot more money, and I know for a absolute fact that Chewy would spend a lot more money if we didn't have the channel,
Oh yeah,
because he would
I
be
mean,
way more obsessed about staying up to date on things.
yeah, because I was. I mean, I was better about keeping track of everything up until like 3 months into streaming and making videos,
Mhm.
and then I just kind of like slowly dipped myself out a little bit. But I also, I mean, I watched Top Clack religiously every Thursday night. I watched them like, and it didn't matter if we were playing video games. I had Top Clack on the other monitor. Not that it's the reason I don't watch them now is because most of the time it's news, and I can't help myself but just like start trolling the chat and start fucking with Quakeums or something. So
Yeah, I'll always go in there like at the end, and I'll be like, "Can I lick your beard?" When they're in
Oh no.
when they're in their Q&A portion, I'll always say something like crazy off the wall. It's
No,
fun.
but-
It's fun. It is weird though, because we talked about this even with Nathan before. We didn't really touch on it last time, but we touched on it back the first time we had him on, of like when you do get involved in the community, as far as like from a streaming perspective, it feels like you should probably be more plugged into what's happening, like to the interest checks and like everything that's happening. But it almost
Mhm.
feels like you back off of it. Like you only see I feel like I've learned more about what I like since I got into streaming than before, because I've like my looking at things is very targeted, right? Like it's only towards, like I can know within a first couple seconds of looking at something, I'm like, no, I'm good. Because I don't have as much time, right? Whereas before I would just like, I was looking at Geek Hack every single day, and I was like reading entire interest checks and comments and everything, and I was keeping up to date with everything. Whereas now I'm just like I look at 2 or 3 pictures, I look at renders, and I'm like, I'm good. And then I'm like, sets erased from my mind, move on. Boards erased from my mind, move on.
Mhm. Someone who is new, like myself, coming into the hobby, Geek Hack is very
a
repulsive.
nightmare. Yep.
Like, I think they could definitely use a visual overhaul of some sort. It's just, as someone new, I just don't want to go there ever. I always refer to Reddit for the ICs and group buys, but I'm sure Geek Hack is the spot, but it's just so hard to use for me.
It's
Apparently,
it's one of
can't do
those
it.
things. It's like, and we were even talking about that the other day. Is that Geek Hack is, we're almost to the point where we don't even really need Geek Hack. So much happens on Reddit and Discord. It's like if you can just know, okay, I need to join Project Keyboard, Canon Keys, Dixie, the Key Company. I'll just join those Discords or Novel Keys, and you can stay up to date. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily
And
need,
newsletters as well.
yeah, like you don't necessarily even need to be really on Geek Hack as much. It's more of like, at this point, Geek Hack is not as much about like discovering new things. It's more about just like getting an opinions, putting your opinion in on like something that's in interest check, or just saying, "Hey, I want this set."
Right.
But like
Yeah, yeah.
even then, most times, like a vendor will say, "Hey, we want to run your set," because they reach out to the vendor. Vendor's like, "Yeah, we'll run it. I like the way that looks. I think it'll sell well."
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and that's Brez is right too, where a lot of the top group buys are not even stuff that's not even in group buy.
dude, that was the most frustrating thing when I first started, of like trying to find keycaps, trying to find boards, is like you can't find anything that's actually available, or like what's running, and then by the time that you see it, it's like, oh yeah, that ran and it was sold out in like 30 minutes.
It's also easier to Google geek hack, like literally whatever you want to do, geek hack.
Oh yeah.
Google that, and it's actually easier to find stuff than using geek hack's search function.
It's just like antiquated forums from like 2005. It feels like. But yeah, Google is your best bet. I feel like.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm gonna talk about some group buys happening right now. We're gonna talk about some of our stuff from our sponsors. So if you need to go hit the restroom real quick, by all means. So first and foremost, switchmod.net/Mex on deck for 4% off your lube and spring needs. He also has the Heine Bush H87A. I think I got that right. On sale right now. I think like $48. So if you have a TKL that needs a PCB, highly recommend that PCB. No keycap set running at this time, but definitely go check out. I know he does like midnight sales, so be sure to check that out. And you do get 4% off on all of that. Dixie Mech, go to mexondeck.dixiemech.com, pick up Modern Dolch Round 2. Definitely the Mex on Deck pick of the month, I would say, for keycap sets in the hobby. It's a classic. Please just get it. You will not be unhappy with getting it. Project keyboards, you can go to mexondeck.project.link. Right now, they do not have any active group buys, but they are constantly working on updating and getting in new stuff like the Sirius. I would keep an eye on that. Join the newsletter.
There will be a keyboard running later this month. Little leak.
Ooh.
Can't disclose what it'll be, but it'll be running later this month.
Excited. Go to canonkeys.com/Mex on deck for Cat Explosion. Another awesome set by Rensuya. So be sure to check out that set, as well as you should also check out our partners. You can go to zapcables.com to pick up one of the best, probably the last cable you'll ever need to buy. Type Beast, you can go to typebea.st to join that awesome newsletter. And then Smith and Rune. That website is not 100% up yet, but I know they are working on it to get it up and running. That is an interesting bottle that you are pouring from.
Is that tequila?
This is Clase Azul. This is my favorite tequila ever.
It has to be. If it's in a bottle like that, it's got to be tequila.
Yeah, it's tequila.
And I'm like literally out, but we will drink this. Cheerios.
Jeff Leopard, you are 100% correct. Moto, a classic since 2018. And it didn't even I don't even think it was shipped until 2019. So
it wasn't. It was like February, I think, or March.
March or April. It was
later than it's supposed to because of the whole the Pantone chip thing.
Yeah,
with
the
red being like a metallic red.
Yeah. Not even subtle flex. That was a bit of a flex.
What was that you're drinking?
This is some Clase Azul tequila. If you haven't had this and you're a fan of tequila, you need to get your hands on some of this stuff. Hold on.
Ooh.
I will have to check that out.
I mean, I can't really. It's like so big that it barely fits on screen, but
what she said. I'm drinking Lefroy Triple Wood.
That's what she said.
This is some would say that this is the equivalent of drinking mermaid's bathwater. It is. I would not recommend it if you do not like things that are very smoky, very like woody tasting.
I've had that before, I think. Is it called like Islay or Islay?
Isla. Yeah, it's an Isla Scotch.
Isla? Okay, yeah. I've had that once, and I think it's an acquired taste, but I could not handle it.
Yeah, it's very.
Would you say mermaid bathwater? That's probably sums it up.
Yeah, might as well lick a campfire.
Yeah, it's like licking or drinking mermaid's bathwater is what some people have said. Because it is very very smoky, very peaty flavored whiskey. I enjoy it. I like Isla scotches. Those are some of my favorites, but Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
I don't.
Did you hate it at first?
I feel like we actually talked about this before. Chewy was there for my descent into whiskeys. So I started with like American whiskeys. Like I was always a big fan of Jack Daniels, and then I went to Maker's Mark, and then I went into more like small, like specialty stuff, and then I got into like your Macallans and your Glenfiddich, and then for my first bonus check for the job that I have, I get a quarterly bonus check based on my performance. The way I rewarded myself is I bought a bottle of Lagavulin 16, which is not a crazy expensive bottle of whiskey, but it can be fairly hard to find at times. I was inspired by what's his name? Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. And
Right.
that's his favorite whiskey, which is also what's his real name? I can't remember his real name. Nick Offerman. Yeah, that's his favorite whiskey as well. But Lagavulin 16 got me into it, and then I kind of branched out, and so now I have like, as far as Islas, I've got a Lafroig or two Lafroigs, an Ardbeg, a Brew Lottich, and then a couple Lagavulins. And then I actually have a Balcones, which is a Texas whiskey that's peated, which I haven't opened yet, but I need to.
So you're really into that stuff.
Yeah, I like
Maybe
peated
I'll
whiskey.
give it another try.
It is very much an acquired taste, but it's once you kind of get into it, it's good.
Yeah, without a drop. I love it. I'm drinking water from Lake Lavon. It's been filtered through
Hydration check.
public filtering. Oh yeah, dude, you got the shill jug.
Got the shill jug.
Shill jug, baby.
With all the shills.
Ooh, you got. See, I didn't go with the bear. Ironically, I went with the D20 CYO.
There's my shill jug.
Boom. You got to have a shill jug. So, if you guys have a few more questions, you can throw them in. We are going to be giving away something. So why don't you tell us what you're giving away?
We have here, and we're gonna do the giveaway together. We got a 5 ml bottle of lube and a 60% stab set with not only a 6.2 5-wire, but also a 7U wire. So, yeah.
Yeet. Who doesn't? I mean, everyone needs that stuff, right? Except
Shipping anywhere with a mailbox, unless COVID says no.
Unless COVID says no.
That's a fair assessment.
Favorite water?
Favorite water?
I don't know.
Cold,
yeah.
That's my favorite water.
Alhambra, I guess. I don't know. I could say that I truly hate Arrowhead water, though. Something about Arrowhead I cannot stand.
You know, I really like Smart Water. That used to be my go-to. Like when I was drinking a lot and I was exploring the amount of alcohol that I could consume in a single night. I would go to the gas station, get a giant thing of Smart Water, and that did me well.
So when I go on road trips, I will get Smart Water because it's the only bottle that's super tall that fits in cup holders normally.
True, because it's not wide. It's
not wide. It's just they just keep going up.
That's some good engineering right there.
Appreciate that because like the Aquafina ones, they're too fat and you have to like put them on the side and
for sure.
Just annoying.
Boys.
Exactly, because when you're on a road trip, you got to get giant thing of water and a giant ass bag of beef jerky. It's like the road trip snack, or you stop at Buc-ee's. Always
Texas classic Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's, man. So, but yeah, stabs are kind of a hard thing to find right now. 205 grade 0 is a little bit hard to find right now.
Yeah. So,
So
good luck.
if you need some of these, if you need some of these things for your future board, I hope we can get this going.
Yeah, we've got it. We've got it up and running. We'll let chat pick the maps. Use !vote followed by a number. The options are 1 through 53, I believe. So you do !vote, not 69. It's actually more. It's 55. They've added some maps.
New maps.
So !vote followed by a number 1 through 55. Whatever is the winner, we will run that. And then whoever wins will be the winner of these stabs and lube.
Some good stuff.
Yep, it's a hot commodity right now, guys. It's literally always sold out. Sucks.
Welcome to keyboards. Everything's sold out, and there's everything you want doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. So you guys need some epic background music for the run. I would see. Here's the problem. People copyright music so they can make money off of it. And then we play that copyright music and just all the audio gets deleted, including voices.
That's the hardest thing about streaming is I want to play good music, but I also want to play licensed music that's not going to ban me or copyright me and put my VODs on YouTube. But I think I'm so small for now, I'll just get copyrighted until later. But I just
funny
love good music.
So funny story. That
Hope that just messed up. Let me turn my camera. And
oh, that's fine.
I can't share.
That's fine.
It doesn't work the same way.
We'll survive. So funny story though. So when we started streaming, I played just like lo-fi hip hop. Like I literally went to the whatever cow something.
Yeah, chilled cow.
Chilled cow.
Oh, okay.
And I played that and then I uploaded it and like a couple days later Eric just sends me this text. He's like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, what? And he's like, we just got 14 copyright claims on that. I was like, oh, whoops. Oops. We're like, maybe we should invest in some sort of service. But I've been enjoying. Harris Heller is a Twitch streamer that Eric brought me onto. He does a lot of videos for streaming. And he released like 5 albums of copyright free music.
Oh, nice.
It's like so on Spotify too.
Yeah, it's on Spotify. So I literally just play that on like
Harris Heller?
Yeah.
Write this down.
It's called Stream Beats.
Yeah, Stream Beats. And he's like very adamant about like you will never get copyright claimed. Like it is all my own, and I refuse to ever sell it to anybody. So, yep, reach out Alpha Gaming. It's enjoyable. Like it doesn't. I would love to play certain music at certain times, but like for the most part, honestly, the best part about streaming or the best part about stream music, anything, is it just kind of tunes out any background noise that you might pick up.
See, the thing is I would like to play music that I enjoy, but I don't think chat would like to listen to music that I enjoy.
Your numbers just go.
Let's talk about that real quick. What kind of music are you guys into? Like,
you can go first. Mine's boring.
I like a lot of different types of music, but I listen to a lot of like metalcore, hardcore, like pop punk, like Northeast style music.
Okay.
But I also very much enjoy like certain pop music. Like there's like there's like a class of like I like enjoy pop, like female pop artists, but then I also really enjoy like a couple different like R&B inspired pop artists. Like there's a couple like Quinn 1992, I think is how you would say his name. XCII. He's really good, but it's like R&B and reggae inspired, which it's really good. I like Eden. I like Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea Cutler. Those are all kind of like in that same genre. And if anyone in chat has not listened to Mansions, but they enjoy like Black Bear, listen to Mansions. It's really fucking good.
I am like a diehard like pop punk from early 2000s fan. That's my like rock out music. Usually I listen to like hip hop rap. Like I love mumble rap.
Chewy's what some would call a basic bitch when it comes to music at this point.
So
awesome.
Yeah, it's I love me some Weeknd, some Daniel Caesar. I love Lady Gaga, Fight Me. There's a great video of me that's forever. There's a great video that's forever lost. For some reason, Eric deleted it on accident about me screaming about Lana Del Rey when we were driving to the Houston meetup. That was fun, and I think Black is probably one of my favorite artists.
We need chat to pick a damn map because there's like 5 maps that are tied at 2 votes.
All right, let's see. Am I gonna be? Can I vote? Is that illegal?
Oh yeah, you can definitely vote. Exclamation point vote 1 through 55, not 69. Langlandia. Good lord, come on, man.
Let's see.
So what do you listen to?
Well, I am really into prog rock right now. So older bands like Yes and Jethro Tull, I've been just spamming all day, every day. If you were to go more modern, probably like psychedelic rock. King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard, if you've ever heard of those people.
Surprisingly, yes.
The OCs.
I had a hallmate in college that was like super into like that kind of like he was a diehard Flaming Lips fan. And so
I don't know who that is.
It's another one of those experimental, like every song is 37 minutes long. And
I see.
Just like one of those stuff.
Like I do enjoy the 20-minute long jam sessions.
I used to study every week. Like every test I would study to I almost said This or the Apocalypse, and that's definitely not the right band. Oh my gosh, what's that math rock band? No, I can't remember. Chat, help me out here. Their songs are all super, super long. Can't remember their name. I'm sorry, I totally brain farted.
It's cool. It'll come up, I'm sure.
Right after stream.
Yeah.
Right as we disconnect.
So you're just gonna wake up at 3 a.m.
Do we have a map yet?
Well, we did, and then now it's tied again.
Oh no, I think I might have messed that up. Oops.
So we're just gonna go with Castle Siege.
Castle Siege.
We're gonna go with Castle Siege. I did find some music that's marked as epic on Epidemic Sound, so we'll get that going. We might have to go through 2 different ones. It is gonna bother me about the band name. So So you can type !play to be entered to win the giveaway.
Can I play for the halls?
You can absolutely play.
All right, let's do it. Spice things up here.
So while we're putting in !play, we got 2 last questions we want to ask you, Mr. Disco Crocodile.
All right.
These are our famous last 2. Usually Osiris starts with it, but I'm sure he's still. He's mad at I'm not being able to think of the band name.
I'm trying to think of the band name. So the first one will be, what is your favorite and least favorite thing about the community right now?
My favorite thing about the community is probably how nice everyone is. I have not really come across anyone who is toxic, I don't think. At least not yet. Maybe I'll come across
Just
toxic
wait till
people.
Lang hops in your chat.
But actually, you know what? This is very ironic because what I hate about the community is this is gonna open a can of worms here, boys and girls. Just like running, for example, keycaps, group buys, and how some of them can be similar to different artists and color matching, and renders don't look like actual product. When you know, a render versus how it looks like in real life, and you know, that's what I don't like. Does that make sense? Am I making sense
Yeah,
here?
no,
Or am
I get it. You should look
I-
up GMK Necro.
Yeah.
I've heard stories about GMK Necro, how it was
that's
totally different than
poster child of, like, anytime I hear someone get mad about, oh, it's not quite like the renders, I'm like, you didn't join Necro. Go look at Necro. Then come
But
tell me it's that.
it's just a hard
But no,
thing.
I
And, like,
get that.
you know, for whoever's running the set, they got to make sure, you know, their monitor is calibrated, and the end user has to make sure their monitor is calibrated. And honestly, this would probably be all solved if everyone just had a Pantone book or something, and the artist or the designer just gave Pantone colors or RAL colors, and everyone can kind of refer to that because that's what you're actually getting
Yeah.
in real life. But yeah, that's a whole can of worms right there that I don't want to get into, and I'm sure you've heard this 8 million times. So
It comes up frequently as topics of discussion. But no, I mean, I get that. So, last question though: The Office or Parks and Rec?
oh my gosh, you guys are gonna cancel me, but I've seen neither.
Oh man, not the first person to say that though. Not the
do-
first person to say. The first person to say that this year. So we made it all the way to June
Oh my
without
goodness.
getting someone. But you are the first person. I think you're either the first or second person that hasn't seen it that also lives in America.
Okay, to be fair, I am gonna watch The Office one of these days. I promise you guys. Just time is hard. Time is hard.
It happens.
40-hour work weeks plus side job equals no life.
He said Eric's so mad he left.
Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Oh no.
Dude, we're
Yeah.
flying without a captain right now.
I'm gonna get canceled, aren't I?
I know it's he's coming for you. But yeah, you gotta hustle with capitalism.
Now I gotta watch both.
See, and what I will say, I think this is a fair assessment. Neither show really gets going until the second season.
Is that right?
Yeah, because the first season on both of them, they're really trying to find where these characters should be, and they're both like 6-episode seasons, right? Like they just
Right.
ordered like a 6-episode season to kind of test the water. And they're both fine, and they both have funny moments, but they have very like you're really trying to find you went to go get you went to go get the album so you could remember.
It was really bothering me. Okay.
But yeah, once you get through the first season, both shows kind of hit their stride.
I will watch them, I guarantee you. You know what? I will watch them by the end of this year.
There you
How
go.
about that? Both of them.
Hold you
My
to
sister is a huge Parks and Rec fan, and I've seen a couple episodes here and there. I thought it was pretty funny, the episodes that I've seen. I'll give you that. Also, I've seen a couple episodes of The Office that I thought were fucking hilarious. but I just need to sit down and watch both of them.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Here's the thing, though. I have 2 albums by this band. Neither of them have any words on the actual.
That's good marketing.
I cannot remember the name. I can't remember the name at all.
It's not anywhere on the.
It's not anywhere on either of the LPs. Show cover.
That's kind of hilarious, actually.
It's got
Chewy, you
their
kind of
names.
sound like Ron Swanson. I've never heard that, but thank you. I always get Seth Rogen.
So I actually have 2 albums from the band. Okay.
Just
well
reverse
then,
Google image search.
I can look it up. I forgot that there was song names on.
I see.
Better off. Okay.
Is that a vinyl or something?
Yeah, it's a vinyl.
Islington.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah. Islington. Respect. Better Off Ted is a fantastic show and has one of the greatest satirical episodes of TV ever. When there's an episode of Better Off Ted where they get new motion detectors.
Explosions in the Sky. That is the name of this band. Good Lord.
In this.
Oh. They did all the Friday Night Lights music from the movie.
Their music is so fucking chill.
It's very chill.
Post modern rock, not math rock. Yeah, I was wrong. It's okay. Post whatever. Let's run this. Do we want to run this thing?
Yeah, I wish Better Off Ted wasn't canceled either. Yeah, we can run it. But no, they have this episode that's so brilliant. They get these new motion detectors in their buildings, but the motion detectors can't sense when black people enter the room. And so one of the main characters is black, and he's like, what the hell? Like, I can't go anywhere. So they're like, oh, well, the company just hired a bunch of white guys to follow you around to get you in and out of rooms. And they're like, but now we've thrown off the racial percentages that we need to keep having. They're like, well, you realize at this rate, everybody's going to work for us in like 6 months.
What is it? Better Off Ted?
Better Off Ted. It's a really goofy, satirical TV show that is brilliant.
Is this music? I know y'all can't hear it, but chat, is this music good enough?
Club. We starting?
Oh, we're starting.
Oh, hell yeah. Agent Skarn. Perfect. I'm like super behind. We'll have to figure out a way to get this linked up. Exclamation point when. I love it. So yeah, guys, once again, this is for a set of Duroc stabs that will fit a 60% and some 205 grade 0 to lube said stabs, which is what I imagine all 3 of us use for our stabs.
You know, I've been wanting to try the combo of the C3 with the Duroc stabs again, just for spacebar, because I feel like the spacebar needs to be a little bit tighter than what the Duroc stabs can provide.
Yeah, I always have issues with spacebar. I can never, ever get it right, it seems like.
I would try that with Zycos, because Zycos and spacebars just don't mix very well. And it's tough with the Duroc, because those are a bit loose. It's just kind of like, oof. I don't remember if these are Durocs.
Oh, this is that weird map with meteors and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
like pop out.
It's like literally just straight. Choman's just like balling out in the lead right now.
Dude, there's no one next to Choman. Who is this legend?
Dude, Choman. Choman's my boy, man. Great hot sauce recommender.
What?
Choman!
Choman's with the dub.
This is Rick.
Okay.
All right, Choman. Hit me up on like Twitch or Discord. Okay.
Choman, I can also get you.
How far back?
I game with Choman like all the
guys, Can we do another one? I'll throw in a 3 milliliter Crytox and another stab set because that was that map was pretty shit tier. Let's get real here.
So we're doing a second one.
Let me grab
We're
it.
doing a second one. I love it.
All right, I've got the perfect song because y'all can't hear it, but this next one is even more epic. It'll be good for the next one.
We'll do another.
All right, let me get it
Except
back
this
to
is 3 mil. I'm out of 5 mils. Sorry, guys. Please do not vote that map. Also, Chomin, message me on Twitch or something.
Chomin is the winner. I know Chewy knows Chomin.
Chomin and I talk quite often, so
okay.
I'll get him.
Sweet.
So exclamation point vote followed by a number. Do not pick 53. 53 is bad.
53 S bad.
Is that what it was? 53?
Yeah, 53 was bad.
He just responded to me. I did it.
I win.
Chomin. Let me write this down. Chomin.
Chomin LOL, I think is what his name is on Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Oh no, 53 is fine. What did we do last time? 54. Don't do 54. 53 is fine. We can do Love is in the Air. 54, it was bad. 53 is cool. Castle
Surprise.
Siege. Let's pick a little bit longer one though. Let's get one that's a
little bit longer now. Yeah, Chomin won and convincingly won.
Like he won by 10 seconds. We've got a 4-way tie right now.
Let's see. What do we got? Am I going to be the tiebreaker here?
God damn it. We were leading with one and then Oh, there we go. Slippery Slopes 2. I'm just going to make the executive decision. It's got an average time of 3 minutes and 49 seconds. We'll go with Slippery Slopes 2. Exclamation point play to be entered to win. This is for a 3 mil of 205 grade 0, correct?
Yes.
And some stabs. Thank you very much, sir, for... Oh, Chewy just backed out, which messed up everything.
My apologies.
Way to go, Chewy.
I do what I can.
You need your video so it's not messed up. There we go. Except for we don't have your video.
Big brain move. My video says it's here. I will do it one more time.
It's just a very tiny picture of squid right now.
All right, well, I don't know. I will do it one more time.
There we go. No? Still? No?
No. It changed and then it went back.
Maybe turn your camera off and back on again. There it goes. We're good. What did you just accidentally join another channel again?
Yeah, of course. Come on, man.
Frankie Juan Kenobi. Yes. Templeton Rye indeed.
There you go.
Mellow Yellow.
Good eye. I didn't even show it on stream, I felt like.
Wasn't that a place or
Mellow Yellow? It's a drink.
Yeah. Oh, drink. What's the place that's like a pizza place? Mellow Mushroom or whatever?
Yeah, Mellow Mushroom. It's like the stoner pizza place.
Yeah. Is that even a thing anymore?
I think so. There's a couple of them, or there were a couple of them around here. I don't know if they are still a thing anymore.
Rig for Lang.
Rig for Lang. Easy. Easy.
Easy win, boys.
All right. We'll go ahead and get this rolling. Exclamation point play. You got 10 seconds to get in here. I'm gonna get the music up and running. We've got Wraiths in the Circuitry is what the name of the song is. I wish you could hear the song. It is very epic. It is like straight out of 300.
Wolfie.
Wolfie and Delaphin.
Let me listen on this music real quick.
See, I'm listening to Post Malone sing.
It just
Nirvana
took
right
a
now.
very dubstep turn.
Man, Fluffy Unicorns. Well done. I'm getting distracted by Post Malone singing Come As You Are.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
it's getting nasty here, boys and girls.
Whoop, whoop. Now it doesn't know who's winning, so we're gonna... Whoop, 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 whoop. What are we doing? What are we doing, game? All right, there we go.
What is that?
Sorry for the motion sickness that we just gave you. But, dude, whoever made marbles is just brilliant.
A legend. It's the funnest giveaway thing ever.
The Trial Paladin.
I just wish the game had a better idea of who was actually in the lead.
Yeah, they need to work on that.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, did it stop?
It like straight up just stopped, and then
Oh, it just disappears.
and then it disappeared.
That's funny. This is an impressive map. I enjoy this. But Fluffy Unicorns is trying.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think
it's
I've
running
seen
into
this.
some rocks.
Superior Kimchi is showing up. Nope, Fluffy Unicorns came in.
Oof. I keep forgetting that you're like 3 to 4 seconds ahead. So I'm just like, that hasn't happened yet.
I don't know how people are gonna get above.
Wait,
that.
is this a weird? Is this an impossible map? What is going on?
I don't.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
What is going on?
Oh, it's gonna go back and then maybe down.
Oh,
Interesting.
It's rocking.
Interesting.
This map. What is this map?
What is this map, dude?
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
People are getting
this
yeeted
is-
off. Who's in the lead? Let's go
It's
up.
gonna get
Oh,
there.
fuck.
Oh, we got some movement finally. Even his-
All right. Jinly Bean is in the lead.
Ooh, we racing.
Whoa.
We racing. Jinly Bean followed by Bean Lover. So many beans.
Oh, except for she took the wrong turn, and now Axot
No!
is in the lead.
This
Is he gonna
map
make it? Is he gonna win? No!
Oh no!
Oh.
No!
No!
Why are we awake? Is
Why are
the
we
winner.
awake?
Rats. Oh
Jinly Bean
no!
falling to her death.
Wow, that map was pretty nuts. All right, why
That was
are
a
we
good one.
awake? PM your boy on Twitch or Discord, and we will get you set up with the kit.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, hold on. How do I spell Chomin? CHOMIN.
Oh, I'll send. Yeah, I'll send him.
Okay.
I will have him PM you.
All right, sweet.
Make it simple. Well,
We'll
that
also
was-
throw in the Disco Crocodile sticker. Why not?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I dig
There
it.
you go.
I dig it. Yes, please. Raid I am me, you are you. I think that's a good idea. We haven't raided Mr. I am.
All right.
Guys, thank you. Disco Crocodile, thank you
Well, thank you guys.
for
I am
coming on the
humbled.
stream.
I'm very humbled to be a part of the show. Thank you so much, and nice to chat with you guys.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was
Always a
good
fun time. So
Nice
next week we got we don't know the build exactly yet. It's like one of 3. We just Osiris and I haven't like physically put time in to talk about what build that one of us will be doing, but we will be having Fropsy on as well as our normal Monday stream. So be sure to check all that out as well. And man, thanks again for coming on. Keep up the fucking solid streams that you're doing.
Hey guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'll try my best.
Very nice.
Appreciate it. So
Why Are We Awake has PM'd me here. Just why are we awake? PM me on Discord and I will get you in the right direction.
So it
I will whisper you that.
looks like we're all set up to raid Mr. IMEURU. So go give our boy Josh some love. Tell him what's up. Send him some of the Mex horn emotes.
All the horns.
With that being said, what do you have to say, Chewy?
I switch tester.
I know.